Hi, this is Charles Hoskinson broadcasting live from warm, sunny Colorado. Today is November 14th. Let's look at those markets. Look at those markets. Ugh. 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 It's been a year, hadn't it? Just feel the pain. Ugh. Since October, we lost about $1 trillion of value. I've been around the space for a really, really long time, and I remember all the ups and all the downs. Let's take a look here. All time. I lived through this boy right here. Yeah, so when we first started Cardano, guys, it was back here. Look at that. Around like 200. And everything. I don't know. Is it ever going to go back to that all-time high of 1,000? No. See how very briefly it was 1,000. We all, just so bad. And then 2017, oh my God, $20,000? Whoa! And then, oh God, no, 3,800. Oh God, it's so bad. It's so bad. Why, God, why? And then all of a sudden, 2021, whoa. No, just kidding. Whoa, oh my God, look at that. It's so good. And no. Like $100,000. Yay. Oh, no, now it's falling. It's falling. Look at this. The numbers are so bad. What do we do? What do we do except for Zcash? They're doing okay. But oh, God, everybody else, the numbers are so bad. What do we do? Guys, I'm literally the meme of the person at the amusement ride. And he's going down on the waterfall, and he's got the person behind him pouring him the champagne, and he's just sitting there reading a book. It goes up, it goes down, and everybody freaks the fuck out. Paper hands, so papery. The thing is that the reason it has value is because there's lots of people who are opting out of a bad economic system. You tell me, have any of the fundamentals changed between now and a month ago or 12 months ago about crypto? Have any of the fundamentals changed? Any? Is the American debt going up or down? Is your confidence in the US dollar going up or down? Is your belief in the world getting along going up or down? Is your belief in technology being unequally distributed and causing social change that's counterproductive going up or down? When you look at every metric, and we ask ourselves in the year 2030, is that going to be a more peaceful, more prosperous, more honest, higher integrity world, or a less prosperous, less peaceful world? And the reality is everybody's scared shitless. They're angry. They're stockpiling guns. I saw a statistic the other day. State of Wyoming, where I live, there are 16 guns for every one person. 16 guns for every one person. That is not a state that thinks that everything is just copacetic and happy and we're all getting along and everybody's great. So let me get this straight. You paper hand sons of bitches want to go exit into a currency that has nearly $40 trillion of debt. You paper hands, sons of bitches, want to go deleverage and blow up the crypto market so that you can do what exactly? You can do what? You can go buy a car. Really good time for that. Buy some real estate. Really good time for that. So you what? Pay off a little credit card debt. Really? And this is the magic of it. You're all suffering from a collective Stockholm syndrome. All the governments of the world are morally bankrupt, fiscally bankrupt, and are destined for Armageddon. They're destined for war. They're destined for collapse. They're just being real. It's a Thucydides trap. They're coming at each other because they don't know what to do. The bureaucracy begets bureaucracy begets bureaucracy. We don't even know anymore what the laws are. We don't even know anymore if we're actually in compliance or not. Nobody knows. 250 years in the United States of just running on autopilot. 250 years of regulation this and regulation that and tax law this and tax law that. Precedent here, precedent there. State doing something, the federal government doing something, rulemaking here. Nobody knows anymore. And we've so gotten numb that we're okay with a tax code that's so long that no human beings read it. We're so numb to the bullshit that we're totally fine with a cabal of pedophiles that float around and our government's being blackmailed by them. We just don't even talk about it. Yeah, whatever. It's not even surprising anymore. Literally, Avi Loeb is talking about maybe there's aliens because of this Atlas thing. December, if we see aliens, we're like the fucking doomer meme with the guy with the cigarette and the beanie. He's like, dude, I got so much going on right now. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Crypto and blockchain is the solution. It gets you out of all of this. Honestly speaking, it gives you honest money. You can check your own vote. It gives you the ability to verify a statement yourself. You can rebuild the institutions in a credible way, and you get transparency and auditability, and most importantly, no one can ever change the record to their own convenience. You don't magically lose stuff. I'm just so tired. And my generation and the generation coming after me, we're so tired of being lied to, dishonest money, and everything just falling apart, and then us being blamed for it. We didn't create this mess. We inherited this mess. And it gets worse and worse year by year by year, and I'm just done. Crypto is the opt-out. Crypto is the exit. Crypto is the solution. And so, yes, the markets go up, and yes, the markets go down. But you know there's some directionality to that. The long term, we win. There's 550 million people in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, and there's going to be 1 billion by 2030. 1 billion. The majority of the world's stocks and bonds and equities will be in the cryptocurrency space by 2030. And now with things like Midnight, all that privacy shit comes into crypto where it's actually private, not fake private, not Temu private, real private. And all of y'all paper hands are just running around. Be like, oh no, the markets are falling, the markets are falling. What do I do? What did I do? We all headed for 10 trillion, guys, because trillion doesn't even mean anything anymore. The dollar doesn't mean anything anymore. Everything ought to be priced in crypto because it's the only place left where there's a semblance of objectivity and honesty. And I've watched it, and it was a hypothetical, and now it's a reality. And every single day, my entire adult life, I was promised, vote for the other guy, whoever the fuck the other guy is, and magically it'll get better. From 2000 to 2024, 12 years of Democrats, 12 years of Republicans. And as always, the other side's pure, undiluted evil Hitler. And it's going to get better if you just give me power. And guess what? We went from $4.5 trillion in national debt to nearly $40 trillion in national debt. And guess what? The giant machine that we shovel money into, and out comes death and destruction, also known as the military-industrial complex, got larger. And guess what? They now force vaccinate people. And they say they own your bodies, and they can just shut everything down. And your freedom of movement is completely restricted. And you got to wear a fucking paper mask on your face. Who gives a shit if it's real or not? Trust the science, right? They've done this to us in the last 25 years because they control the money, because they control the votes, because they control the institutions. And we're told, buckle up, we're going to do like 10 times more in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Oh boy, surveillance state. Let's give Palantir the ontology. Let's give them total information awareness and do everything like it was the Information Awareness Office back at DARPA in 2002. It's a fucking wet dream of every dystopian crackpot totalitarian dictator. That is the world they want to inflict on you. When you sell crypto, you're going back to that world. When you sell crypto, you're going back to your kidnappers, to your ransomers, You're going back to the very group of people that are perfectly comfortable treating you like a number, stripping you of anything that makes you human. For what? What's your purpose? What do you get out of it? You get your Louis Vuitton purse, you get your laptop, you get your car, you get a little bit of debt paid down, you can pay rent this month. Oh, congratulations. Got your silver. Just put it on over there. That's what happens when you sell crypto. That's the system that you are endorsing and going into. All y'all paper hands traders. You know, we true believers who've been around for a decade and a half now, we'd tell you it doesn't get any better. It's only going to get worse if you go back. There's no way to vote your way out of it. There's no way to beg your way out of it. There's no protest you can have. You can't take to the streets. The only way we defeat these bastards is economically. And the only way we economically defeat them is to build a better money and move all of our money into that better money and watch them crash and burn. And then we're the only people who can make payroll. So yes, they go down a little bit because there's manipulation. It's over leveraged. All these numbers are fantasy, okay? It's a little fucking menage a trois with a bunch of traders who they did stupid stuff and they benefit from it. It's manipulation. And that's what they do. They came into our markets and they manipulate them. It is what it is. It'll get better. I just showed you the chart. Goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up. But it goes up because there's people. And when you have a 500 million headed to 1 billion, when you say all the financial markets are going to be in our industry, not their industry, all we got to do is make sure the principles are strong and solid. And we win as an ecosystem. But I, for one, I'm just done with it. I'm so thoroughly done, and I'm so thoroughly fatigued about this noise and bullshit and how everybody just immediately panics the minute that anything turns red. Yeah, there's hard times ahead. And believe me, this is the least of your concerns about hard times ahead. In the next 15 years alone, you got ASI, you got Mirror Life, you got humanoid robotics, you got quantum computers, you got genetically engineered superviruses, you got antimatter weapons, you got unrestricted drone warfare, you got all kinds of shenanigans and crazy shit with the spy state, you got unrestricted globalization, you got World War III with China and America going to war with each other. I'm running out of fingers, yo. You got all that stuff, and the red is what you're worried about. You say, oh, I don't want any of that stuff. Well, then why don't you opt out of the system that's going to give all that to you? Buy crypto. Be in crypto. What the fuck are you going to do? You're going to go vote, if you're on the left, for Gavin Newsom? Or AOC? Or Mamdani? And if you're on the right, you're going to vote for the third term of Trump or Mini-Me? Little J.D. Vance? Magically, it's all going to get better? You're feeling the leadership? Oh, boy. Yeah. They have a unified government. They can't even get Clarity Act out. But they got Trump coin done. Come on, don't fucking pee on me and call it lemonade. Just don't. Call it what it is. It's a golden shower. And that is what the industry is trying to get out of. So when you look at the charts, don't matter if it's green, it's red. It's really just a fundamental question. Do you want people to stop pissing on you? And if you do, don't buy dollars, buy crypto. When you buy crypto, they can't pee on you. They can make it go up and down by arbitrary markets, but they can't seize it. They can't manipulate it. The protocols continue to run. And you know what? Start building society on it. No voting in the United States will ever be legitimate again until it's on a blockchain. No company in the United States will ever be fully legitimate, trustworthy, and honest until it's a DAO. Start thinking this way. Start building in this particular direction. Start changing the laws to make it possible. And yes, civil disobedience if necessary. We have to get to a point where we take back our freedoms because nobody's just going to give them to you. They really won't. Why would they? Why would the vampires just voluntarily say, you know what? as nice as your blood is, and as nice as the fact that I'm nourished, I'm just going to go away now. Stop sucking your blood and starve to death in the corner. You invited him in. And every time you sell crypto, you're holding out your neck to get another dose. So when you see days like this, sometimes it's tough love. Kick you guys in the teeth. Hold the line. Bring people in. Get crypto going. Get the markets going again. I'm tired of the bullshit. There's no way to vote out of this. The only way is we got to vote with our money, the money we have that's rapidly diminishing in value, and vote with our feet and go into systems with integrity and principles. There's plenty of them these days, and they exist, and they're strong, and we got to keep pushing, because I want to live in a world that's time-stamped, immutable, irreversible, has privacy, and I want to live in a world where power is at the edges and middlemen don't get to decide things. And I want to live in a world when I'm told something, I can check if it's true. When did this become fantasy? When did this become not a human right? When did this become like crazy land? Basic fucking things. You're willing to go bust your balls at work. You're willing to go and get in a car at 5 o'clock in the morning and drive so that you can get somewhere an hour and a half away because you can't afford to live in the city by 7. Okay? You're willing to do that every day. There's a blizzard outside, 4.5 inches of snow. You get your ass in that car to go make some money. And then somebody you've never met, you have no control over, makes a decision that that money every 5 years is worth half as much. And you just put up with it. And then they tell you somebody you've never met is responsible, who's a different person. It's the immigrant. It's this evil Democrat. It's this evil Republican. It's this guy over here. The money is worthless because they print it. The money is worthless because when they print it, they use it themselves, extract all the value, get hard assets with it, and then dump the worthless shit on you, and your wages don't go up. It's pretty fucking simple. It's a Ponzi scheme. And then they tell us as an industry that we're risky and unstable. They tell us as an industry we're the dishonest ones. They tell us as an industry every day when they piss on us, try to put us in jail, audit us, sue us, do all these things, that we're bad actors. We're the ones who did everything wrong. Please now go back to the banking system so they can continue stealing money from every single person. Fucking true, man. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And it would be funny if not for the fact that so many people have to take that car ride. So many people have to sacrifice to continue holding up this collective delusion. And you know what's waiting for them at the end of the rainbow with these dystopian weirdos from the West world, Sam Altman and the others? I'll tell you what's waiting for them at the end of the rainbow. Humanoid robotics and ASI taking their jobs. You're the Amazon truck driver. You're just driving that Amazon truck. I'm delivering them packages. Oh, look at this. Hey, Amabot. What's up, Jeff Bot? And there's nothing, man. How you doing? Oh, yeah, well, robot's helping me unload the packages. All right. 6 months later. Hey, why are you in the driver's seat, Mr. Robot? What do you mean I've been laid off? Oh, no. And that'll be something 50 million Americans experience the next 10 years. And then when you get out, they say, you know what? Don't you worry, sir. Here's your food stamps and your $1,000 a month and your government home and your government phone. Aren't you happy now? Can I just have a job? Well, unfortunately, no job will even pay you enough to be able to afford rent. Just take your government subsidy. And then you see the truck driving by with the robot. That's the world they're giving us. And we're just like slow motion watching it happen. Step by step, slow motion. And they wave to us, the robots, and that's what they want. You'll own nothing and be happy. They told you that. And the people who own the robots and the people who own the AI models, they become trillionaires. And everything accumulates up. Very lonely up there. And they all have rocket companies so they can just go live outside of the earth and gaze down upon us so we can't kill them. I mean, honestly, this is the world they're delivering. And that's why they're building giant surveillance webs, because they learned from Iraq. Why did General Petraeus have to do the Petraeus Doctrine? Because there was a 25% unemployment rate due to debathification. And it turns out that society, when you have a 25% unemployment rate, just kind of gravitates towards civil unrest. So you need to have martial law, and you need to have ubiquitous surveillance to deal with all that garbage. They're preparing for this. Real time. We really need to send National Guard to Chicago and to LA and to DC. Get people really used to the idea of seeing soldiers around and law enforcement. Ignore posse comitatus because the murder rate's just so high. Why not Department of Homeland Security then, or like some sort of law enforcement agency? Why soldiers? Why invoke the Insurrection Act? Because they're training you for the time when they actually do it for reals. Just like the lockdowns train you so that you are ready to not have freedom of movement anymore and have to show papers at a checkpoint. That is the system when you sell into fiat, you are endorsing. That is the future. When you sell into fiat, you are embracing. You are voting for that. When you stay in crypto, you're getting away from that future. And you worry about red days in the market. Honestly speaking. Paper hands. You see how thoroughly done I am with all this? You see how just utterly frustrated I am with all this? There's a reason I'm still around and I haven't retired, and I go just veg out all day and drink myself to death while watching bison walk around my field. Because I honestly still believe we can win. I honestly still believe that better rational minds can prevail. It's a lot of work. It's hard to travel 200, 250 days a year. It's hard to endure endless criticism. It's hard to build state-of-the-art technology under enormous scrutiny. It's hard. But there's nothing else I can do. It's the only way I get some of my agency back is to broadcast and tell all you guys that there's a choice to be made. Are you cattle and slaves, or are you free-thinking humans? And the only way you can be a free-thinking human is if you own your money, not the government. You sit in the driver's seat. And I've made my choice. And you got to make it too. So when you see these paper hand markets and these pathetic trader children run away because it's the first time they've ever been kicked in the face, you got to make a decision. Are you like them, or are you a free person? I do not want to live in a world in 2035 where every single thing I think, every single thing I say, every single thing I do, and every single thing I own is subject to political scrutiny based upon whether I'm with or against the ruling party. And at any moment, a button can be pushed and I can be deplatformed as a human being. We're getting precariously close to that. And you cannot trust people to not do that. You can't. You have to trust the code. You have to trust the algorithms. You have to trust the crypto. No one can turn off your ADA. No one can turn off your Bitcoin. No one can turn off your Ether. That's a fact. And as these systems grow and get more decentralized, the values they were founded on get stronger and stronger and stronger, and more ingrained and reinforced, and governments can't stop them. That's the only way we don't live in that dystopian hellscape. And you know what? We got the fourth generation just starting. And you got Temu privacy with some of these guys. It's not real, tastes good, but damn, it's fake as hell. And you got real privacy. And the things like the Zcaches and the Moneros and the Midnights have it. Ours is also fully programmable and soon to be post-quantum, because that's the next big thing in 2033 that's going to come and get us. But you got to make the decision. Where do you stand? And I, for one, I'm a fighter, because I just don't want to live in that world. I don't. I don't think you do either. And you know what? You make the choice today, not after you live in that world and you say, gosh, can I just go back to the way it was? It's too late then. So when you sell your crypto, you're voting to permanently live in that world, to sign away that one sliver of chance you had for freedom and autonomy. And you're signing up to be cattle, to be slaves. You're getting into that van next to that robot that's your co-pilot that's going to replace you in 5 years or 10 years with no job to be found. Don't sign up for it. Sign up for crypto. That's all I'm going to say.